You'd be hard-pressed to find somebody who doesn't know anything about bubbles. Almost everybody has been exposed to bubbles in some form or another from childhood. The thing that's going on with bubbles now is this movement known as bubbleology. It's a combination of science and magic. I would describe it as such because the science goes into the actual solution and the magic comes from the people. Using joy, the holy grail of bubbleologists for use of detergents is Dawn, pot and pan, but joy works very well as fairy. So those are the two brands. They're both Procter & Gamble products. It's an expression that is done in silence, and it's shared. It's a shared expression of joy, and that's what people get from it is joy. And that's not just a dishwashing liquid. Here. Test run with this juice shortly. Clean everything else first and then grab some juice and go outside and try it out. And I have my various wands here. As you can see, it's like a necklace. The purpose of this is to deliver a bunch of individual large bubbles, anywhere the size of a soccer ball to a large basketball. So this is a net wand. This delivers a stream of bubbles. This is my standard giant bubble wand. I'll be using this one for the experiment. And we have liftoff. Oh yeah. And that's really good. When they separate and self-heal like that. I became, I wouldn't say addicted, but I became engrossed with bubbles about 3 years ago to quit smoking. It's just the little ones right here. Now, I didn't initially quit smoking right away, but it did aid and help in doing so. But in the process of doing it, which it gave me a sense of joy just for myself, but it also, I also realized that a lot of people else were enjoying them too. And so it kind of, that is addictive when you're watching other people smile from something you do. It becomes addictive, and it's something that I think that the world should have more of. You know, people sharing joy. Individual kind of finds their own tune into the mix, and you know, I'm fairly new into this community, but I feel that I'm looking at it from new eyes, a new perspective as well. And so I've already garnered some respect within the community, and we all respect each other in our own right as well. I do bubbles in public areas, all right, but I don't do them in crowded spaces where it's going to be a hindrance or be a nuisance. Of course, they're going to be a nuisance to some people, but you know, some get it, some don't. I do blow them at open air MRT stations. Do not do them on trains or crowded platforms. You know, so if it looks like it's irritating somebody, I won't do it around them. I'll go on, I'll move someplace else. I don't have control of where the bubbles go. I'd say 99% of the time I get people smiling. I had people coming up and thanking me. I've had some people come up and want to give me a hug. Some people say I made their day. And some people really not get it at all. And they come up and tell me that they would mind if I stopped. I said, yes, I would mind, but I'll go ahead and do it elsewhere. I follow 2 codes of conduct. 2. Code 1, be cool. Code 2, don't be an asshole. So basically, if it's just like smoking. You know, if somebody says, excuse me, can you smoke someplace else? And I take a puff and blow it in your face, I'm being an asshole. Same thing. You know, if I'm going to do bubbles and somebody says, can you please stop, and I start blowing them in their face, I'm being an asshole. So I don't do that. If it's outdoors, you know, I feel that I have the freedom and to do so. Again, some people get it, some people don't. You know, if it's offending some people, I apologize, but you know, being offended is not going to give you cancer.
There was one video that went viral about an MRT staff and you know, with a little like argument. Is there anything that you would like to say to clarify anything, or?
Well, I mean, I think a lot has been said over that. I spent 3 days before even posting that video because I knew what would happen. But it actually, there's some good, aside from the xenophobic and the bullshit responses, there was actually some really good discussion that came from it. The fact is, I questioned the authority figure, okay? I did not continue to do the bubbles. That's a fact. I just questioned. And I think the fact that I question appears to be the arrogant Angmo thing. But the fact is, anybody can question. You have the right to question. Question authority. It's okay. You know, if you feel that you're being wronged or unfairly treated, you have the right to question that. Period. Right? And that's what everybody should be doing, not just the arrogant Angmo.
So about the arrogant Angmo thing, right? Just to clarify, right? Like, you've actually been in Singapore for like a couple of years.
14 years. I know the drill, right? And so I know how things are going to be perceived. I hope to see people being comfortable being themselves. Again, if it's not hurting anyone else, the equipment or themselves, everybody should have the comfort to be different. Okay, everybody is so engrossed in trying to be the same, and it's okay to be different. Okay, and have fun in the process. That's what I hope that comes from bubbles. I mean, for myself, I'm an adult. I'm 55 years old, and I love blowing bubbles. And it gives other people joy too. It's something that can be shared. You know, the art community in Singapore is not a great big community, and it's a difficult community to maintain because being different in Singapore, you know, again, it's not really done often. So what I feel that I convey with my bubbles as well as myself is that I am just being myself. I'm not being different for the sake of being different. I'm just being different because that's who I am, and everybody is different. Enjoy your individuality.